Okay, so for the pop quiz, number 1, what is a sentence fragment? Anybody want to give a shot?
B.
Yeah, it was B. Okay, 2, what is a comma splice?
B. Let's see.
Anybody? It's C. When two complete ideas are combined. It's okay, that's why we're here. 3, what is a run-on sentence? Anybody? It is. It is A, when 2 complete ideas are conjoined to make one long incorrect sentence. Number 4, I run so fast, I can run like a cheetah is an example of C, a run-on sentence. And finally, to be a girl like me is an example of B, a sentence fragment. Great. So y'all did really well. Okay, so you may not know the definition of some things, but you could detect one or no. So that's what it's all about. So go ahead.
Okay, so first we're going to cover sentence fragments. It's basically a group of words that express an incomplete thought or idea, or unfinished idea. So it's when you start to talk but you don't put everything together like you should. It's kind of like cut up. Like with this example. Hey, don't, like there's no subject. There's nothing. It's just, hey, don't. There's nothing there.
Okay. So some examples of sentence fragments: a time of wonder and amazement. It's not a complete sentence, it's an incomplete thought. What are you talking about? There's no subject there. What is the time of wonder and amazement? Clothes and shoes scattered around the room. Like I said, all of these are, you can read them yourself, but I feel like I'm just listening. The answer to our prayers. What is the answer to your prayers? You're not explaining anything. In a complete, even though we may say this in speech, a complete sentence has a subject. The elected official for our district, what about him? Who is it? So an incomplete thought or unfinished sentence is part of a sentence fragment or is a sentence fragment. How to fix sentence fragments. These were the ones from the slide before. A time of wonder and amazement. So to complete this thought, you could say that. What was a time of wonder and amazement? That was. Even though it's not so much a proper noun, it is saying what was a time of wonder and amazement. Clothes and shoes scattered around the room. Clothes and shoes scattered around the room make the area messy. You're explaining what you're saying. It completes the sentence. Does that make sense to everybody?
There's more context to these sentences than just that was a time of wonder and amazement. There's more substance.
Can I chime in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for example, if you have the question that's asked to you, what are things that make the area messy? You could answer, or you may think you would answer, clothes and shoes scattered around the room. That would be a sentence fragment as an answer. But instead, you answer in a complete sentence and you finish the thought there. Clothes and shoes scattered around the room make the area messy.
Essentially, it's like going back to grammar school, or what they used to call elementary school, when you had to write in a complete sentence, and even if you got the content right, the answer wasn't correct. If the question was, what color was the dog, and you put blue, that wasn't right if you didn't say the dog was blue. Does that make sense? We all remember doing that? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, so we don't have a paper for this. We're going to ask for volunteers again, please, if you would. So the cat that lives next door, somebody finish it. AU baseball.
Is my neighbor.
Okay, good. So that is a complete thought.
When we jump around, Keith. When we jump around.
Don't think.
Oh,
Look like you got the answer. How about you?
We get dizzy, clearly.
Alright.
Okay, good. We get dizzy. I was going to say we get sick, so good. Close enough.
You're gonna
All right, garbage thrown everywhere. Keith. Is that your name?
Bring it past. He did.
makes a mess.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So it is thought. If you think of it that way, if a question, like Dr. Muniel said, if the question was asked and it was asked to be written in a complete sentence, how would you do it? Okay. What is a run-on sentence? A run-on sentence occurs when two or more complete sentences are connected improperly. This is typically without or is not without a comma. So
You have your examples up here. So Anne likes to read. She reads a lot of books. She goes to the library every day. That is a lot of information in one sentence. And you can see like how I read it without any pauses. So again, it just sounds like you're running on and on and on. I once saw a beagle, he was so cute. Again, you could tell that that I just went on and on, that there was a little bit too much information and it should have been worded, I guess.
So if you were here for last week's workshop, we that group talked about where the punctuation should go and when we naturally pause, and this is more so about detecting what the error
original
is.
problem.
Yeah, so even though we could say like where do we pause? Anne likes to read, we pause. We talked about last week where the punctuation goes, but this is essentially about detecting what kind of problem we have. So if you have anything like this where there's no punctuation in between, it is just information combined together that are complete sentences without punctuation, they are run-on sentences. Wanna go over that?
Yeah, so a way that you can put the two complete thoughts together is by using the mnemonic device fanboy, by using these words for and not, but, or, yet. So you
The
can,
third one should be nor.
yes, nor, typo, sorry. Nor, or, yet, so. If you put those in where this complete thought should be combined, then you will have a sentence.
And we'll talk about that right here to make more sense of that. So how to fix run-on sentences. So these two are the originals from the other one, from the other slide. Could be written and we said could instead of should because there are different ways to fix these, but Anne likes to read, comma, so she reads a lot of books. She goes to the library every day.
How could you incorporate the fanboy in that sentence? So where
Which
could you
is-
put the for?
Sorry.
Oh, there is the sound. Sorry, I completely missed that. Never mind.
So from fanboys, we have so in there. So it did read, Anne likes to read, she reads a lot of books. That's not, that are two complete thoughts. But one way you could do it, you could have taken it, you could have not had so and just made them two complete sentences. But here we've added in so and said Anne likes to read, comma, so she reads a lot of books. Those are two different transitions into turning a run-on sentence into two proper sentences. I once saw a beagle, he was such a cute dog. Could be written, I once saw a beagle, finish sentence. That's a complete thought. It's not a sentence fragment, it's a full sentence. He was such a cute dog. So these are two complete thoughts, but they're combined together improperly, so we had to separate them and make them two complete sentences. I'm losing y'all. I can see it. We get that? We're good?
Okay, don't move on the slide yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna turn this into a learning moment. We have a little issue here because the font that this was written in is not available on this screen. So there's a completely other point here that something's wrong with those sentences. What would you do differently about writing those sentences? So- Well, it's actually even more simple. Look at the word reads there. What's going on with the word reads that shouldn't be happening? It's capitalized, right? So that's a formatting issue that happened from changing from one computer to another. That should not be capitalized there, but that's a common error that we make very often in our own writing too, right? That we just put capital letters where they don't belong, so that can turn into a learning moment for us here.
Now, I apologize for that. My laptop doesn't work. Sorry. Once you go back, you never go back. I'm sorry. I had to say it. All right, your turn. So we're gonna need some volunteers. Now this side's done with. To this side, cherry tomatoes are my favorite vegetables. They are so good on salads. How do we fix that run-on sentence?
Put a period after vegetables.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Doesn't matter. I was talking about it. Okay, so what did you say? I'm sorry.
I said in the sentence after vegetables and put a period and then capitalize the.
Good, okay. So you could have done it that way, and that's correct. That's a good point, because you would have made them two separate sentences. However, here we have it making it one sentence, sorry. Cherry tomatoes are my favorite vegetables because they are so good on salads. Okay?
And then the next one, I went to the beach. The beach is my favorite place.
This one you can put a period after the first beach and then capitalize T.
Okay, so here we use the fanboys. Like you said, that was correct. There was nothing incorrect about that. That's why we have and the other side could be written, not should, or this is how it is. Could be, because you can fix these in many different ways, but here we have it. I went to the beach, comma, for the beach is my favorite place. Do we see how we would use fanboys? It's a transition word. Yes? Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so now we're on to comma splice. Comma splice is the incorrect use of a comma to join two independent thoughts. It occurs when a writer puts two or more complete ideas into a single sentence using commas only. So it's very similar to a run-on, but it still has its differences. Where a run-on can be you just keep talking and talking and talking. With a comma splice, you keep talking and talking with the comma thrown in there.
And the comma's in the wrong place.
Yes.
Or two separate thoughts are combined. Not that it's in the wrong place, they are combined incorrectly with a comma, assuming comma would be needed. So here's some examples. My family cooks together, comma, we get to eat all that we cooked while we talk. I like to eat cheese, it tastes good. Do we see that those don't go together? Let's just hear that. I know I said comma in there, we'll go over. My family cooks together, we get to eat all that we cooked while we talk. I like to eat cheese, it tastes good. Those sound like two separate sentences, right? So let's fix those. And these should be written this way. I like to eat cheese because it tastes good.
So there's a fanboy in that one
No, there isn't.
Mm-mm.
with but. Oh, I was thinking because.
Okay, my family cooks together, we get to eat all that we cook while we talk. It's even hard to get that out, it's so jumbly. So, should be written, my family cooks together. Here we have, so, which is one of the fanboys. My family cooks together, so we get to eat all that we cook while we talk. To reiterate on that, this isn't on the slide. I want y'all to take an ink pen and on your pop quiz at the bottom, I don't think there's any information that you have with the fanboys on it. Write these down, they're transition words. So go down the side and write fanboys. And I want you to keep this paper and don't walk out of here and throw it away. I want you to remember this, because this is how you would fix these in some cases.
Oh,
And if you look up here, this should be nor, not, not. So for and nor, but, or yet, so. Let's write those down.
Confused all the time. That's
It's hard to do. Yeah. And it's hard to remember. I know we keep calling it fanboys, but if you remember it just as that word, sometimes you get them confused. Like Hannah just did, which is an easy mistake for thinking that the be just means because, or you mistake it for a word, it means because or whatever. So make sure you remember these with the actual word and keep that. Don't throw this away when you walk out of here.
Can you go back to the slide that has the because on it? So where are we? Okay, so back to the last one, yeah. So you notice cherry tomatoes are my favorite vegetables because they are so good on salads. Notice that with the because, there isn't a comma before it, right? If we'd had one of the fanboys words there, like for, which would give us the same meaning, we'd have a comma before it. So with those words, use the comma and that word. With a word like because, you don't have the comma. So there's a difference with that. And that's a good a mistake that we can learn from again.
Yes, yes. I'm happy to be an example.
Okay, we're going to fix these. I'm gonna need, I guess everybody's gone at this point, so we're gonna need some more. We'll go around the room. My mom smells like flowers. She wears Chanel perfume. How could you fix that?
My mom smells like flowers. So she wears Chanel perfume.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You can naturally smell that way. Perfumes smell different on other people. But that's great. You fixed it. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense. Just has to be a complete thought. Okay, Keith, we know that name. Good. It's only up here.
Oh, I knew that. College is too hard. Is there any wrong answer for a correct answer?
Look at your fanboys words and see if one of them can fill in there after the comma.
College is too hard. And That's a bad idea though.
It is a bad idea, but it's a complete sentence, so it's a good idea right now.
You fix the sentence.
Yeah, so you could say college is too hard and I need to drop out and work at McDonald's. You could, I mean, more power to you. Alright, one more. Okay, do you wanna do this one for us?
I'm going for the second comma, right?
You're going for the whole thing. You got
But
the,
he spotted the issue there, cause the
Yeah.
first one does have one of them.
But
So you're right there that the first one is fine, the second one, what you can do there.
okay, well, let's start there. Since you identified that, which one of these is incorrect? One of them in the sentence is correct. We have transition word fanboy here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
That would
correct,
be
yes, so you
correct.
could say, you could stop it there, I went to the mall, but I typically do not shop there. But we have something else added on with a comma here, it smells like cheese. Let's read that, I went to the mall, but I typically do not shop there, it smells like cheese.
and it smells like cheese.
Great, so you would keep the comma, that's what you would do, so you're saying you would keep the comma and put, and it smells like cheese.
Yeah.
Could somebody else give something else that you could do to that?
Because
You could do because, but you would have to do what?
take out the comma.
Take out the comma, and what, there's one more thing, we're not gonna be using a comma, what could we do here? Make it a separate sentence, stop the
Quickly end
sentence
it right here.
at shop there, and then you would capitalize, it smells like cheese.
And here's one more, you could leave the comma in and you could use the for in fanboys, because that for means because,
Mhm.
right?
For,
But I typically do not shop there, comma, for it smells like cheese.
so you did have tons of commas, great. Okay, so that is everything on the slide, but however, Hannah has,
On the
it's
back,
really dark in here without that, so I'm gonna.
on the back of your pop quiz. So just take some time, you can read the directions and figure out if these are fragments, run-ons, or a comma splice, and we'll give you a few minutes to look
Go
over
ahead and,
it.
yeah, it says on
And
there,
fix a sentence.
go ahead and I would say probably first, just so we can talk about it in case we don't have time to get through writing all those sentences. Just do the part where you identify what it is, and then we'll talk about that, so we're gonna give you a few minutes.
What, I can't see what the time is from over here.
I'll just write this.
You could put some special effects in.
On the video. Let me start dancing. When you're done, put your ink pens or pencils down and look up.
Do like I do with fourth graders. Put your thumb on your forehead. If you're done. If you wanna put your thumb on your forehead, just go right on ahead.
Did that actually work?
When they're done, they'll put their stuff in on them. You're like, look, I'm done.
The video's still going.
I'm gonna be fast.
Alright, you have that. That's what for you.
Yeah. One or two more minutes.
You cheat on the easy test. Look at you on the first pop quiz.
No, I wasn't even in here.
Yes, you did.
You switch it. Alright, okay.
You cheat too.
Two times.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Alright, great.
Alright.
Take it away.
So, number one, to today is Pasta Monday, which is why we believe it's going to be a good day. What did that end up being? Run on, fragment, or comma splice? Why is it a fragment? You tell me.
You know. It's an incomplete sentence.
Yes. Which part?
Why? Which is why?
Yes. Yes. So, how would you fix that?
Use a fanboy.
You could, yeah. You could do that. Alright, number 2.
Wait, no.
Question, answer.
Review that.
You could.
You'd have to, so how would you go about fixing it?
You'd have to, you couldn't use a fanboy before which.
So which, do actually play out the answer. How's it gonna work out?
Do you wanna take it?
Well, yeah, looking at it now, if you did do the fanboy, you would have, today is Pasta Monday, and then you would have to put the comma and say you use, and. So the sentence would be, today is Pasta Monday, and which is why we believe it's going to be a good day.
That wouldn't be grammatical there because we'd be adding an incomplete thought with it. So if you wanted to use your fanboy, you'd have to change the sentence though. So you'd have to do today is Pasta Monday, comma, and we believe it's gonna be a good day. You'd have to get rid of the whiches. Okay? Or if you wanna make the simplest correction here, today is Pasta Monday, comma, which is why we believe it is gonna be a good day. So just a comma there would be appropriate because you can connect the fragment here to the main part of the sentence.
Okay.
Oh, I appreciate it.
But number 2, I need a new phone because the one I have has too many cracks.
Oh, prime,
Yes, and how would you go about?
add a comma to after the phone.
No, we could, there, sorry.
She just thugged it, she said.
No,
It's okay,
sorry.
making mistakes and this is how we learn from it.
Can we go back to the slide where we talked about because?
So you
Having
wouldn't add,
because-
you don't have to add a comma, right? Or you can just put.
A comma wouldn't go before because. You could
Yeah.
take out because and put fanboy, which we talked about, but is because a fanboy?
Nope.
No, so you would not have a comma there.
You should use a comma.
So here,
I had all
we're
these
gonna
words in my
refer back
head.
to this, remember this slide right here, there's no comma there, because it's an explanation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no comma before because. But you could take out, if you wanted to fix it that way and say, I need a new phone, comma, for the one I have has too many cracks. Or you could just, the simplest way to do it would be take out the period and make the be and because lowercase. So I need a new phone, I need a new phone because the one I have has too many cracks, no comma. Make sense? Combine it together to have
Yeah.
one complete thought, not too incomplete.
So no comma, just because, take out the period.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Alright, so number 3, Averett University offers many majors, such as education, nursing, and criminal justice.
No volunteer, what is it?
No.
Yeah.
I put
Yes.
Artificial.
How would you fix that? Thank you.
Just put, wait, you don't have to put a comma, could you just take out the period,
Usually so.
lowercase, class. Averett University offers many majors such as, yeah, that's right. So,
Good.
okay.
Okay, you did it.
So the comma there is optional, like you can put it in or leave it out, so that answer is correct, but in this case, the comma would also be correct too, if you wanted to have it as sort of extra information.
I'm pretty extra, so I probably would have added that, but either way, it's correct.
Number 4, there were a lot of people in Walmart today buying shoes. There must have been a good sale.
That's wrong.
Yes, and how would you fix the run-on?
You would put a period after shoes, so it'd be like there were a lot of people in Walmart today buying shoes. Period, capitalize D, there must have been a good sale.
Great.
Can you use a fanboy? I'm asking, I'm just asking, I'm just trying to get some.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can, try it.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No, it's right.
No, it's right.
You can do it.
You gotta prove you gotta
That's another way that you could fix the run-on, but which fanboy would you use and where would you put it?
I guess I use like the word a lot of people won't. 4. When I use 4, hold on, wait, don't even give me that. I got it.
I guess you could, but try a better one. That you would typically say.
Your actions right now sort of speak the one that you're gonna choose.
No, it's so hard to choose.
What about so? There were a lot of people in Walmart buying shoes, so there must have been a good sale. Yeah, alright, cool, alright.
Number 5, if she went to the store, then she was going to spend a lot of money, she hasn't gotten paid yet.
That's my problem.
I set a run on.
Okay, yeah. And how would you fix that?
I put a period after money and capitalized G, and then a comma after then. I don't know.
Okay. Any other ways?
Anybody else
Any
wanna
other
try?
She is like
No, that's the thing, when we say, do you wanna answer, there's no exact answer.
Yeah.
It's
That's
either
why if
or.
you have another way, speak up. Let us know.
The biggest problem with this, and this is why, because we chose these, especially in writing, for grammar, because there are so many topics within grammar, is because this is the way we speak. You know, so many times you don't pause or you just say, which is why I'm gonna have a good day. You know, you just say it and it doesn't, so a good practice is to try, I know it's hard and you sound pretentious in some cases when you're just talking to your friends, but try to speak in complete sentences. Or try to text that way. That's
a
something I
good
try
start.
to do.
Mhm.
Then it becomes natural in your writing because we type and text all the time, not even realizing that we're actually forming speech. We're writing there. So try that there. We'll pick another one. Y'all are getting antsy. Do y'all feel like y'all have learned something? Yes.
I
Good.
feel like I learned a
I
lot.
love
Okay. Good. All right. We'll just do. I guess you can do number 8.
Okay. My roommate is getting married in the fall. The summer is too hot for a wedding.
Comma splice.
Yes. And how would you fix that?
Replace the comma with a period and then capitalize the.
Yeah. Any other ways?
So you can put black.
Yes. Well, yes.
That's not an
Yeah.
excuse for that though.
Y'all sure we can use butt right there?
Well, I mean,
My roommate is
it
getting
would-
married in the fall, but the summer is too hot for a wedding. I mean, it would be
yeah,
grammatically
that's what I was
correct.
saying.
Oh yeah,
It would-
okay.
Yes, I mean,
These would make
again,
sense.
would make sense, like, you fixed it to make it grammatically correct.
The
So
structure.
which one would make sense? Which one of the fanboys words?
We're making it in the fall.
Yeah.
Which one of those means essentially because?
Four.
For.
Yeah.
My roommate is getting married in the fall, for the summer is too hot for a wedding, which I totally agree. Anyway, can anybody just volunteer? I know we've had y'all volunteer. Tell me, what is the definition of a sentence fragment, or what is, in layman's terms, a sentence fragment? Somebody volunteer, please.
Incomplete thought.
Incomplete thought. Okay, so it's not a complete sentence. Who agrees? Yay. Okay. Comma splice.
Kobe.
Are you? Did you just say your name?
Kobe.
I wanna say it, but it doesn't like, I don't know.
Just say what you don't. It doesn't even have to be the correct definition or the proper definition. It has to be correct, but not the proper definition.
I mean, it sounds like whenever I think of comma splice, it sounds like
what it says, dude. You just cut it in half to make, it's 2 sentences really, but you could.
So it's 2 complete sentences combined by a comma or an incorrect use of a comma, right? We get that? I think sometimes the definitions of things are intimidating, but we get that. Sometimes it, like we've been learning in this class, we know how to apply the grammar, but we don't know exactly what it means or how we explain it. We just know it because we do, just because. So this is the explanation of. Alright, last one, run on sentence. I'm gonna go ahead. One of y'all. You got me. Do it for me.
I mean, you kinda said it earlier, like when you're just going on and on, but it's not.
And that's a good way to explain it without using a proper pretentious definition. Going on and on when it's
Too much info.
combining
to
2
take in.
complete sentences. Alright, and not stopping them. Good, we feel like we learned something?
I did.
We good? We happy with it? We're gonna keep this paper, right? We're not gonna walk out and throw it away. If I find one, I'm gonna be mad.
It can help you when you're writing papers in the future.
I
We'll
appreciate
find you. Thank y'all so much.
No, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Guess you gotta go to the.
I can go home.
For what?
Thanks. The
It's a game already?
Yes,